Coming up on OC News, we have coverage on the Trump Impeachment Inquiry. See how it went.
Also, there was a DACA hearing yesterday. See how students reacted.
And Disney released its new streaming service. See what new show has fans excited. And OC News starts right now. Welcome and thank you for joining us at OC News. I'm Alexi Aguayo.
And I'm Edwin Flores. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. It was a historical day on Capitol Hill. For the first time in 2 decades, a presidential impeachment inquiry took place.
Most of the testimony wasn't much of a surprise, but there was at least one detained that raised questions about the president's personal involvement in dealing with Ukraine. Here's CNN Mary Maloney from Washington.
Dramatic testimony about alleged corruption moved the impeachment inquiry into President Trump beyond the shadows of closed-door hearings and into the public eye.
I discovered a weird combination of encouraging, confusing, and ultimately alarming circumstances.
Bill Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, told Congress President Trump leveraged key aid and a White House visit for Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden and his son.
I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign.
After President Trump and the president of Ukraine spoke in July, Taylor said President Trump had a conversation with the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland. Taylor testified one of his aides asked Sondland what the president thought of Ukraine.
Ambassador Sondland responded that President Trump cares more about the investigations of Biden.
Democrats want to prove President Trump abused the power of his office.
The questions presented by this impeachment inquiry are whether President Trump sought to exploit that ally's vulnerability and invite Ukraine's interference in our elections.
Republicans describe the allegations as hearsay. They argue since Ukraine didn't launch investigations and eventually received funding, the administration did nothing wrong.
I think this is a sad chapter for the country, but frankly, a good day for the facts and a good day for the President of the United States.
While the president blames Democrats for playing politics.
There was no quid pro quo. Pure and simple.
I'm Mary Maloney.
The impeachment hearings resume on Friday with the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine expected to testify.
The fate of the Dreamers are in the hands of the Supreme Court. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court heard the arguments regarding the future of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA. The program was suspended in 2017 after President Donald Trump announced he was terminating it. The hearing is a result of a lawsuit meant to stop the Trump administration from getting rid of it. Outside of the courthouse, immigrant advocates and DACA recipients gathered to voice their support for the program and listen to the proceedings. Hundreds of teens walked out of classes minutes after the hearing in Los Angeles to urge the Supreme Court to continue the program. The results of the hearings are yet to come.
A former Southern California test administrator, Igor Dvorsky, who is accused of taking bribes in the college admissions scandal, has pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to commit racketeering, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Massachusetts. Dvorsky administered SAT and ACT tests at a West Hollywood test center in L.A. and accepted almost $150,000 in bribes to allow another individual to take the test for the prospective students. Felicity Huffman's daughter was one of many students who used this same test center. Dvorsky faces 24 to 30 months in prison and must forfeit the $150,000 he collected as part of his plea deal. He recently agreed to cooperate with investigators and will testify in the college admissions scandal cases in exchange for a lower sentencing that if he provides enough assistance according to prosecutors.
This morning, a man from East LA was pronounced dead after a run-in with LA County Sheriff deputies. The man led police on a foot pursuit from a home nearby Esteban E. Torres High School and onto the campus. The police halted the man in front of the campus, but he refused to follow their orders. This led police to open fire. The man was shot dead after he made an advancement at one of the officers. Authorities also allegedly say he was wielding a 3-foot-long sword with him. Afterwards, the Los Angeles School Police Department tweeted the campus was on lockdown and that no students or faculty were involved.
A pedestrian struck by a vehicle near the intersection of Shadow Oaks and Barranca Parkway in Irvine has died at the scene. The collision happened near Irvine Valley College, and emergency responders performed CPR on a man, but were unable to save his life. His identity was not made public, and police authorities are still looking for more information regarding the accident. If anyone witnessed or has information about the collision, please contact Officer Roberto Solis at 949-724-7212 using extension number 2128.
Homeless attacks are on the rise in California. Almost 2,000 more homeless people have been arrested so far this year than the entire year of 2017. According to Fox News, almost 1,000 more violent assault cases occurred this year than 2017, and people are fed up. Both homeless advocates and those angry with the homeless are blaming city leaders for allowing these attacks to become the new norm on the West Coast.
Coming up next, a teen receives a transplant after suffering a near-fatal illness.
And find out which major electricity supply company has agreed to settle lawsuits over deadly wildfires. All this and more on OC News.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Earlier today, SoCal and Edison announced it has agreed to pay $360 million to settle lawsuits with police agencies over the devastating Woolsey and Thomas fires sparked by the company's equipment. The fires destroyed around 3,000 homes and caused a mudslide, killing more than 20 people. The Los Angeles County will receive roughly around $62 million from the settlement, and some of the settlement money will also be used to repay the California Office of Emergency Services and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Alexi, does it seem like the fires have a big effect on the weather?
Yeah, the fires seem to be heating up things in Southern California, but everywhere else seems to be cold. Take a look at Italy. This is the footage from Venice, Italy. As you can see, floods are overpowering the city of Venice. It's so bad that the city of Venice had to declare a state of emergency. All schools are currently shut down. This all happened about Tuesday last night. Right before 11 p.m., floods started raising to 6 feet high. As you can see here, people are still having trouble getting the water out of their homes. Stores are being affected. As mentioned, all the schools are closed down. But now let's go ahead and bring it back, because although it seems that that Italy's suffering from all the cold floods, United States is suffering from all the cold weather. Take a look at the Arctic blast. The Arctic blast also started on Tuesday, and the Arctic blast gave severe cold temperatures to all the eastern part of the United States. The National Weather Service declared that record lows will be broken tonight. Will be broken with this Arctic blast. Alabama, for example, is reaching low 20s, which is the first time, again, record-breaking, as according to the National Weather Service. And is this Arctic blast still happening? Yes, it is. As you can take a look at the infographic that I have for you. This is the weather currently at 7 o'clock in the eastern part of the United States. Take a look. As you can see, all the eastern part of the United States still very cold. The darker the purple, the colder it is. Go ahead and look at New York. New York is heading 10 degrees. This is 7 o'clock Eastern time. That's 4 o'clock here. Now take a look at 10 o'clock Eastern time. It's getting even colder. Most of the eastern part almost halfway filled with purple, almost hitting 10 degrees. Now, even though the eastern part of the United States suffering from severe cold right now, Southern California seems to be doing the quite opposite. Take a look at current temperatures at Fullerton right now, it's 70 degrees, nowhere near the 10 or 20 degree mark in the eastern part of the United States. The low is 54. Again, not even that is near the eastern part. Wind 6 miles per hour, 84. Now, the 70 miles per hour, we're expecting that almost all week. Take a look at the 5-day forecast. 5-day forecast, tomorrow 74, Friday 72. Look at the weekend. High 80s, almost hitting 90. This is how our weather is this weekend. So if you want to go out, this is the time to do it. Go out now this weekend while it lasts, because again, the holidays approaching, the cold weather could be dropping soon. Again, so 80s, 88, Sunday. Enjoy yourself this weekend. And that's all I have for weather. Back to you, Edwin.
A 70-year-old boy is believed to be the first person to receive a double lung transplant due to a vaping-related injury. Doctors refused to answer why he had been vaping, but they do have one message: stop vaping. Victor Moba, medical director at Henry Ford Health System in Detroit, had more to say about the patient.
Our physicians, our advanced practice providers, and nurses supported the patient and evaluated the irreversible lung damage that had occurred associated with vaping. Working closely and noting that his lungs were not going to recover, working with the lung transplant team, we worked to get him on the lung transplant list within a week.
After a successful surgery on October 15th, the young man was transferred to a rehabilitation center and faces a long recovery process.
On the topic of smoking, the Fresh Air Advocates at CSUF hosted a cigarette butt cleanup event this morning. We sent our reporter Amber Irwin to get the scoop.
3, 194, 195, 196, 197, 198, 199, 235.
Every semester, the Fresh Air Advocates at Cal State Fullerton help to keep our campus looking beautiful by organizing a cigarette butt cleanup event. Dozens of volunteers from students, professors, and parents have come today to be a part of this. I signed up a couple weeks ago to make sure I'd get in on this cleanup action.
All right, Titans, we're here alongside Titan Walk, getting ready to head out for our fall 2019 cigarette pickup. We're here with everybody. Are we excited? Woo! Let's go pick up some cigarettes.
All smoking, whether it's vaping, tobacco, or marijuana, has been banned across all college campuses in efforts to keep our environment clean so we can all share clean air. But every semester, an estimate of 14,000 littered cigarette butts are picked up on this day.
I would prefer if people didn't smoke, since it is a smoke-free campus and we don't condone that, and it makes the air dirty and stuff, causes pollution.
And it's true. With California's air quality being more polluted than ever since the fires, there are major health concerns.
We're making progress. This is why we hold the event every semester, because when we collect the total amount of cigarette butts and we post it on social media, you can see how this event does go a long way. It definitely makes you think, it is a smoke-free campus, but we don't have extraordinary measures to where we cite students on campus and we give them fines. So it all comes with advocating and awareness about our smoke-free policy and holding this event every semester.
And it's not only the students who are working hard to keep the cigarette butts off of our campus grounds. Every person matters.
I think as staff members, especially being in higher education, there's definitely an importance and I think a responsibility there to try and collaborate as much as possible with our students and also with the academics on campus, and just to try to work together, because I think at the end of the day we all want the same thing, which is student success.
After thousands of cigarettes and a long day's work, the volunteers and myself were happy to be able to hang out and relax with some complimentary Subway to end the day. Thank you, Fresh Air Advocates. For OC News, I'm Amber Irwin.
CBD is a growing medical industry, and with that comes a lot of murky information. Here's our reporter, Rita Lavelle, to clear things up.
There are a lot of negative stereotypes surrounding the marijuana plant and CBD. Misty Bordon, a former CN nurse, is trying to rewrite that stigmatism with her brand, Vitalife.
I started making my own products, trying to help the holistic way rather than the pharmaceutical way.
Misty believes that pharmaceutical companies group CBD and THC together to keep a negative view on the healing properties of CBD.
They weren't compassionate. They were bringing people in for the money. They're making money off of keeping people sick and not healing them. We're not their best interest. And, if we use cannabis to help heal rather than cope the issue, they're losing.
Misty isn't the only one that believes pharmaceutical companies use those tactics. Entrepreneur Mark Shamus understands the benefits of CBD and the dangers of pain pills.
Pharmaceutical medications, by the nature of them, are going to have some type of a side effect on one of your organs.
Misty wants people to understand that there is more than one answer for pain, so long as you're willing to open your mind to the option of CBD.
To know that there's another way to live pain-free rather than pharmaceuticals, that would be absolutely.
This product right here has been really amazing. You feel the effect very quickly. I'm not talking, 30 minutes later, like if you were to have pain medication and it takes a while to absorb, you feel this pretty quickly.
Misty still has one special goal that she would like to obtain.
My goal is to teach my daughter, to teach my kids, you don't need to go and be on all these pills.
I'm Rita Laveau, reporting for OC News.
How does heavy music and helping homeless animals come together? Our reporter Jason Martinez has the answer.
This is the usual sight at La Santa, a music venue in Santa Ana dedicated to heavy metal. But tonight, it's different. It's the location for a fundraiser event run by Helping Homeless Companions, a 301c nonprofit organization aiming to help furry friends in need. CEO of HHC, Michelle Saldana, gives her hopes for tonight's event.
We're hoping to raise a little over $500 to actually buy more grooming supplies and buy a hot water transporter so we can groom out in the community.
To help her reach that goal, Saldana invited a handful of vendors selling their merch with all of the proceeds going to HHC and including raffle giveaways throughout the night.
All right, Jerry Bennett.
On top of that, she invited multiple heavy metal and punk bands who volunteered to help by promoting and performing at the event, including vocalist of the band Weaponized, Johnny Salas, who described what it meant for him.
Personally, for me, it was just being a way to help the community out, and we have animals, and some more animals are rescued animals also. So, it's kind of hit home a little bit for us.
Also at the event was the bassist of Crossfaded and boyfriend of Saldana, Chase Samaza, who was there to support her in more ways than one.
Helping her out is always my main goal. Michelle's my girlfriend. She's the CEO of Helping Homeless Companions. But to make a difference, it actually means the most for anybody. If I can do anything to help her out, I always will.
Other people can help out by donating non-expired food, toys, and pet accessories like leashes and collars. Saldana made it an all-ages event, welcoming anyone willing to support.
Honestly, I want everyone to have a good time. I know the bands are here, they're supporting HHC, and that's like the most I could ever ask for. Even if the room is empty, but the bands are all playing, I'm just going to be so happy for that.
And she should be, because a lot of people came out to rock with peace of mind, knowing their money was going to a good cause. Here I am outside of La Santa, where I just received word from Michelle Saldana saying that she's raised over $1,000 from tonight's event, which is doubled her initial $500 goal. So big congratulations to her. And also, if you'd like to donate any further to the cause, please feel free to reach out to them on social media under the handle Helping Homeless Companions. And for OC News, reporting from Santa Ana, I'm Jason Martinez.
Join us live at a red carpet premiere for one of Disney's most popular shows that launched this week.
And see what people are doing in honor of World Kindness Day. All this coming up.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job!
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looks like Netflix and Hulu have some stiff competition as Disney launches new streaming service, Disney Plus, on November 12th. The platform features content from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic. Users will be able to stream from thousands of episodes from different Disney series and over 500 movies, which includes Marvel movies such as Avengers Endgame and documentaries from National Geographic. Over 10 million users signed up for the service on launch day, exceeding their expectations. Plus, Disney plans to continue adding more content to its lineup in the future and currently costs $6.99 a month for a subscription.
Disney Plus launched this week, and one of the most popular shows is The Mandalorian, a Star Wars story. Today they are holding the red carpet premiere at El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. Our reporter Daisy Tornell has more on that. Daisy?
Hey guys, yes, I'm here live in Hollywood in front of El Capitan Theater. As you can see right behind me is the red carpet premiere of Star Wars The Mandalorian. As you can see, they're getting ready for the cast and people attending the event. I will be able to attend 3 screenings right inside that will also include a Q&A with the cast and members. I'm super excited. I can't wait to get in there. That is all for you guys back at the studio. I'm Daisy Tornell with OC News.
A sports team on campus is off to the NCAA tournament, and a major baseball team has been accused of cheating. Let's send it over to Curtis Redmond, who has more.
It was a big weekend for Fullerton Athletics as the women's soccer team took home the Big West Championship. For more on this, we send it over to our reporter, Kyle Fulbright.
Cal State Fullerton women's soccer team is preparing for their toughest test this year as they will take on the USC Trojans in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The Big West Conference champions earned an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament after their dominant win against CSUN Sunday night. Senior midfielder Atlanta Primus played a big part in the game, as she has all season for the Titans.
But credit to the team, we did a really good job of getting the ball into the box, and fortunately I was in there. The atmosphere over the last few weeks has been really great here, but obviously Championship Sunday can't really get any better than that.
The Titans are led by longtime head coach Damian Brown, who just captured his 6th Big West title as a head coach for Fullerton.
You know, it's a lot of just being consistent. I think we have a fantastic game plan. We have women that are really kind of peaking at the right moments. And so for us to kind of solidify some of the ideas that we have and how we attack and to reinforce some of the things that we're doing defensively is really the emphasis right now.
As the Titans are led by upperclassmen, advancing far in the tournament would mean a lot to them.
I mean, it would mean a lot, obviously, senior year, and you only want the best, but I think we have a good shot, and the way we train and stuff, I think we're gonna go far.
Fullerton finished this season with an unbeaten record in conference play as they dominated Big West competition. Many Titans would take home individual awards, but none bigger than Atlanta Primus being named Big West Midfielder of the Year.
It means a great deal. Obviously last year it was a bit of a disappointment as a team. We didn't perform the way we wanted to. But credit to the team. Again, I can't take all the credit for it. Without them, I wouldn't be able to get in the positions that I do in the games.
The Titans will look to continue this magical run as they look to bring a national championship back home to Fullerton. For OC News, I'm Kyle Fulbright.
Major League Baseball is investigating accusations that the Houston Astros cheated in 2017, the same year they won the World Series. A report in The Athletic says the Astros used a hidden camera in center field to steal signs opposing catchers gave to pitchers. That video would be transmitted to a monitor in the dugout where someone would bang on a trash can to relay the sign. There would be a bang when the sign for an off-speed pitch was shown, so the hitter would know when that pitch was coming. Take a look.
That one is launched down the left field line, and it is gone.
Looks pretty convincing to me. The report says that former Astros pitcher Mike Fiers, who played for Houston in 2017, confirmed this evidence. Fiers said that his relationship with the Astros has already been strained because he relayed this information to a few teams he played on after the Astros. The Astros organization said it is cooperating with Major League Baseball's investigation, and under Major League rules, players and coaches can use their eyes to steal signs, but the use of electronics is forbidden. Colin Kaepernick is getting another shot to show off his skills for NFL teams. The quarterback announced on Twitter that the league is holding a private workout for him. Although he's been out of the league for 3 years, Kaepernick says he is in shape and ready. A few teams like the Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins have announced that they will send representatives to the workout that takes place in Atlanta on Friday. The 32-year-old quarterback last week played in the NFL in 2016, the same year he protested racial injustice by kneeling during the national anthem. That's all I have today for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Today is World Kindness Day. This holiday was created in 1998 to promote kindness throughout the world, and it is observed annually on November 13th as part of the World Kindness Movement. It is also observed in many countries like Canada, Japan, and Australia. World Kindness Day, according to the World Kindness Movement, is, quote, to highlight good deeds in the community, focusing on the positive power and common thread of kindness which binds us, end quote. Ways you can participate is by showing random acts of kindness, like sending an uplifting text to a friend or family member, buying a stranger a cup of coffee, or complimenting someone. Hey Alexi, I love your tie.
Edwin, your outfit looks awesome today.
Thank you.
World Kindness Day is awesome.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in to OC News.
Make sure you follow us on social media at OC News Social. I'm Alexi Guayo.
And I'm Edwin Flores. See you next time.